I'd like to welcome our next guest, Susan Klaus. She's the Executive Director of Agape Ranch. Thank you for joining me today, Susan.
Thanks so much for having me, Clarissa.
Well, it's an honor, and we appreciate what you do for our community. For those watching who have no idea, tell us a little bit about Agape Ranch.
We work with foster and adoptive families and children, all the way from prevention, adoption, foster care, and all the way actually out to aging out foster youth. And our vision is that every child will experience unconditional love and really understand his or her value, because so often foster children really struggle with just the innate value that they have.
That makes a lot of sense, and I would imagine that's why we have programs like CASA and organizations like Agape Ranch to help these children. Now, we have a special reason to celebrate because it is Foster Care Month. Tell me why that's so important, and what about the need for foster care here in the Coastal Bend?
Yes, thank you. That's a great question. I think so often we think, oh, foster care is this big problem and we don't know what to do, and it's just out there. It's for other people. But really, we right here in the Coastal Bend, and I mean the three counties, Nueces, St. Pat, and Aransas County, are the areas that Agape Ranch fully functions and touches. We have over 1,000 children in foster care. And some of that, about half of that is kinship, but there are all these children who are coming into foster care, and we really need our community to wrap around this need. We have children right here who just need love and care right here in our community.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know that there's a need for it. And, you know, I have friends and acquaintances who maybe aren't able to carry their own children who, you know, even then it's easy for us to say, well, why not adopt? But it may not be for everyone. It has to be something you are called to do, something you're passionate about, and that you know you can commit to, because truly that child becomes yours, and you want to be able to provide for them as if they were your natural child, correct?
Absolutely.
There may be people who just aren't in a position to do that, but they do still want to support. What are a few ways that we can support Agape Ranch, the foster need in our community? I know that we have lots of options.
Yeah, so I always say there's something for everyone, right? Because I think so often people do think, you're exactly right, Clarissa, like, I can't foster, that's a lot. How do I love a child? How do I love a traumatized child? That can be a lot. And I always say, hey, you know what, those of us that do it need your support, right? So I was a foster parent, my husband and I, for about 10 years. And in the process, we wouldn't have been able to do it without the support of our friends and also the support of our community. What I mean by that is you can become a respite care provider. And what that is a certified child care provider for foster children, so that you can babysit my foster kids. I can go on a date night with my husband. Or I can take a little break, right? I can do that. And so for some people, that's like, oh no, I don't know if I can even do that. It's like, all right, well, we have foster parent night outs 4 times a year, 3 to 4 times a year. Volunteer for 3 hours and hang out with other kids, with other respite care providers, so you're not even alone, and just play with the kids so the foster parents can go have a little break. Or as you already mentioned, CASA, we do a lot of partnerships with CASA. Man, advocate for those children in the courts. We've had 10 children in our home when we were foster parents, and about 2 or 3 of them, I believe, had CASAs, and it really does make a difference. You could also just volunteer in an adoption event that we have. So we have so many on-ramps. If you want to do something, get involved in somewhere, we have a place for you.
Great. Well, we have lots of useful information, and I know at this point we've got some light bulbs going off, people saying, you know what, I do have the time to commit to help out. Maybe I can participate in this respite program I learned about. So how can we get in touch with you, Susan, to learn more?
Yes, you can visit our website at agaperanch.org, and there you can submit a request to be contacted. We will help you through it. We partner with lots of other organizations as well. And so if you're like, hey, we love Agape, we love what y'all are doing, but hey, can you point us to a different direction? We'll be happy to do that for you guys. So just check that out. Also, another way is we have a gala coming up in September 26th. That is going to be really focusing on our aging out foster youth, which is often kind of the area of foster care that needs a lot of attention, but gets very little attention. So
Mhm.
that's what we're focusing on.
Sure. Well, that's a perfect outlet to help. As you mentioned, I'm sure a lot of people think that comes with even more responsibility because they're closer to adulthood and sort of set in their ways. But as you mentioned, those are some of the young adults that need our help the most. So for anyone watching who may feel inspired, please reach out to Agape Ranch. You can reach out to CASA, or there's lots of information out there on the internet to see how you can help those in the coastal bend that need help. So let's come together and help not only through this difficult time, but through the future. We always have a need for foster care in the community. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Clarissa.